Hi there, my name is Mark Averbeck. I'm a deputy sheriff for the county of San Bernardino. I've been a deputy sheriff since 1985. I'm currently a candidate for the sheriff corner election. The election is June 8th, 2010. The purpose of this video is to inform all the members of our SEBA union of the facts that I had placed on my opening statement and my closing statement. We had a technical difficulty on the video and the forum that was conducted on October 7th, 2009 at the San Bernardino Hilton. And I want to make sure, because these issues are so very, very important, that everyone has a clear understanding of my audible presentation. To begin with, I'd like to thank the public, the deputies, the probation officers, and the district attorney's office for coming here this evening. Thank you for listening to our concerns. I'm hopeful that once you've heard all the issues, I will earn your endorsement for SEBA's members of the sheriff corner election. The sheriff's #1 job is public safety. The next important job is to run the jail safely and efficiently. I believe we have begun to give the inmates a feeling of empowerment, even though we are supposed to be the ones with the upper hand. The endorsements that I've earned so far are the CCPOA, which is the California Correctional Peace Officers Association. Their union is the largest law enforcement union in the state of California. They also include the correctional officers as well as the parole agents throughout the state of California. The 4 institutions that we have here in San Bernardino County are the CIM, which is the Chino Institution for Men, CIW, Chino Institution for Women, the California Youth Authority, and also Patton State Hospital. Another endorsement I have is San Bernardino School Police, which is a very important department because they work with our youth within our school districts, and it's very important that we protect our youth, and also we all know that they are the future of America. We've had several officer safety concerns, which is one of the main reasons why I decided to run for election to become sheriff for San Bernardino County. We've had too many deputies becoming attacked at Central Detention Center and West Valley Detention Center. Specifically, on August 30th, 2008, we had 3 deputies brutally attacked inside the chow hall at Central Detention Center. 6 months prior to this incident, we had a deputy get his tooth knocked out in the same chow hall. The old concept of one deputy, one right is antiquated. On January 2005, there was a correction officer named Manuel Gonzalez who was killed in Chino State Prison. He was the father of 5 children. On April 2008, we had 2 sergeants and 1 correctional officer stabbed in Tehachapi State Prison. The caliber of inmates that we're dealing with now are more dangerous than ever. Because of the 3 strikes law and the ever-increasing gang violence, the deputies are handling more and more dangerous inmates. These inmates can manufacture a weapon out of a shampoo bottle and a lighter. The deputies at CDC and Glen Helen are vulnerable on the current working conditions. My opponent has had nearly 1 year to do something about it. His office is right next door to CDC. The CDC deputies went to SEBA, which is our union, to complain about the current working conditions, and nothing has changed. I never received a memo that the executive staff was going to do something to solve the problem. If I did, then I wouldn't be here right now before you. In my opinion, the executive staff should work in the field time to time. Innovative ideas, including reducing liability, can be accomplished by having administrators who are involved in the daily operations. Unfortunately, taxpayers paid a $25 million lawsuit to inmates and their attorneys over a strip search issue. The question is this: was this foreseeable or unforeseeable? I am a man of action, not inaction. I intend on making the jails and streets a much safer place for all of our employees. We need leadership that is going to ensure if our deputies are attacked, there will be swift and severe consequences for the assailants. My strategic plan is this: I intend on diversifying management so that we have a true representation of the people within our county as well as our country and departments. Currently, we have 1 woman and 1 Hispanic on the executive staff. And to my knowledge, we have never, ever had an African man or woman at the executive staff level of the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. We have 29 captains throughout the county of San Bernardino. It should be noted that the county of San Bernardino is the largest county in the United States. Out of these 29 captains, we have one Hispanic captain, we have one African American, and 2 women. Now the question is this: is this reasonable or unreasonable? I believe it is unreasonable, and it needs to change. I intend on constructing guard towers in the chow halls of our jails at Glen Helen and Central Detention Center. If any of you have had the occasion to work at Central Jail, there's a large guard check on the 2nd floor known as second guard. There's plenty of room at the top of the ceiling to build an upper mezzanine level. At this upper mezzanine level, we can put armed officers up there to protect our deputies. These inmates know if there's officers up there, if they have less than lethal weapons, chemical agents, they're a lot less likely to attack the staff. At Tehachapi State Prison, which is one of our prisons off the 58 freeway in California, they have an upper mezzanine level. They have armed officers up there who have less than lethal weapons and chemical agents. We deliver prisoners up there twice a week. And the inmates see the guards up there, and they know that's not a very good, smart move on their part to attack anybody. Currently, our deputies at Central Jail and Glen Helen Jail only have a 1-ounce can of pepper spray and maybe a taser if they're lucky to protect themselves. When we're herding in 200-300 inmates at a time with maybe 3 deputies, it's a very unsafe situation. And that's why the deputies were attacked at Central Jail. I intend on implementing an athletic and educational program for our troubled youth, as well as sports program. We have a 24% high school dropout rate in the state of California. In Fontana, the rate is 16.9%. In San Bernardino, I believe it's 33%. In Chino, it's a lot less. This is a very significant number. When I went to high school, it was unheard of for anybody to drop out of high school. But now, 1 out of 4 of our children are not finishing high school. This is a very big problem because we have to think about the future. What is the likelihood of these young adults, when they become adults, getting a good paying job if they don't even have a high school education? It's going to be very, very difficult for them. We already have an exploding inmate population as is now, and if we're really concerned about the future trends in our society, we need to work with the youth very, very hard. I intend to work with Sacramento legislators to change the way we house inmates. In Arizona, Sheriff Joe Arpaio has a very good program. He puts inmates out in tents. I don't think these inmates should live any better in custody than they do outside of custody. I've been to their homes on probation searches, parole searches, and search warrants. In the wintertime, quite frankly, they don't have heating, and in the summertime, they don't have air conditioning. I believe we should do a better job classifying these inmates, because classification is the beginning whenever we deal with a new inmate inside of our jails. We should put red armbands on their wrist, or maybe a red indicator on their name tag, so that the staff can be aware of what they're dealing with. When we have a murder or a person who's facing 25 years of life as a 3-striker, this is a person, if they get convicted, they have nothing to lose. So they're more likely to become violent with our staff or attack our staff if they had a bad day in court. I picked up an inmate at Tehachapi State Prison about 6 or 8 weeks ago, and his charges were for 187 in the Penal Code, which is murder. After I picked him up, as I was discussing this with him, I said, "It looks like they want you for murder," because I want to make sure we had the right inmate. And his question to me was, "Does it say how many?" So now I know we're dealing with a person who's probably committed more than 1 murder, possibly 2 or 3. After he was in our jail for about a week or so, he was in the infirmary getting treated by the nursing staff, along with several other inmates. This inmate in particular that I was talking to you about was only wearing an orange jail suit, general population. So nobody had any idea that we're possibly dealing with a serial murder here, just that he's an inmate. We need to do a better job protecting our staff.